Hey guys, welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we're going to discuss some recent entertainment news.
Is Galactus going to be played by a Ravager pilot? Stick around.
All right, guys. So the other day, we got an official first look at our new Superman from James Gunn and DC.
Yeah, it's an interesting photo. It's getting like a ton of
Mixed.
Yeah,
I'd say mixed.
that's a good way to say it.
Because some people love it because they love that he has the red trunks, the red boots. He's got like the classic Superman look.
Yeah,
But it's a little bit baggy, and there's some other things I've heard, like some didn't like some of the line design on it.
he's got the underoos, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Going back to the underoos, and the new logo, obviously, that was released a little while ago.
Yeah,
James Gunn is the one who posted this himself, and he claims that this is all in photograph. Like there wasn't touch up or CGI they did afterwards. It's kind of interesting. The background definitely doesn't look real, but a lot of people are assuming that
Maybe a lighting trick or something.
No. A lot of people are assuming it was just like kind of like the volume, a screen, a big display behind there, but it's actually projecting all that image so that the reflections you get on the wall behind him are like genuine from the screen.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
I'm sure that scene in the movie is going to be a pretty pivotal scene because obviously it seems like he's about to go fight the big baddie or whatever's going on, and he's pretty like, all right, here we go. He's kind of, what's the word? Dejected, or I don't know.
Yeah, he's just
kind of like out of it.
Just beat down a bit.
Doesn't look like he's in a hurry to go save the day. He's just kind of putting his boots on. Here we go.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it depends on how James Gunn writes a story, right? I mean, he's going to be pretty well established. It's not like we're going back to Smallville where Clark Kent's on the farm and no one knows he's Superman. He obviously is already Superman in this from the get-go. So it could just be like showing what he's dealing with on an everyday basis, and then get into like the main story. So we'll see. I also kind of joked that like the shutter speed was just really fast on that photo.
Yeah.
That, he looks like it's just mundane, like putting on my boot, whatever, but I mean, he moves like super fast. So there's a good chance that like we wouldn't even have seen him getting his boot put on.
True.
So
what was the rest of your story? That was a pretty interesting
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying, look, all I'm saying is there might have been some other reason why he was a little upset that he had to leave. That's all I'm saying. We can't see what's in the rest of the penthouse. There could be something in the bed there. It could be a really delicious meal on the table he just was about to sit down and eat.
True.
Probably
we don't know
food.
But what I was going to say is I think that probably that scene's probably a really big scene, and James Gunn was like, yeah, this needs to be the first look. This is a cool shot. This is going to be like a pivotal spot in the movie.
It could.
That's my guess.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because a lot of people aren't happy with it. They're like, oh, the first look should be like clean, like good looking, a good look at his suit, like it should fit properly, show off like the Superman physique, you'd expect, especially because like we were talking about before we started a little bit, might be in some of the outtakes, but he's 6'6". He's a big dude.
Yeah.
David Cornsweet.
Cornsweet.
It's Cornsweet. Sorry.
Yeah, David Cornsweet. Yeah. I think Henry Cavill's like 6'3" or something. So he's
a big dude.
Yeah, quite a bit taller.
This is now the tallest Superman to date.
Yeah. So and I'm not sure I've been seeing like a lot of side by side shots of him and Henry Cavill, and like he looks like a slightly younger Henry Cavill, like especially when you see him with the scruff and stuff like Henry Cavill. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely getting pretty jacked too. There's been a lot of pictures of him.
He should.
Little workouts and stuff. And people are saying,
cast for such a big role, you better get in shape.
Yeah.
So and this is like the first big movie for James Gunn and the new DC. So they gotta do it well.
Yep.
To set the tone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let this image dictate.
I'm confident in James Gunn.
Yeah,
I mean we've said that multiple times that we're big fans of his and all of his work.
Yeah, so I'm not overly familiar with a lot of the villains for Superman. Obviously, we know
ones like Lex Luthor.
Well, we know Lex Luthor is going to be in this movie.
He's played
Nicholas Hoult, right? Yeah, Beast is going to show
shaved his head.
Yeah, and like. I don't know. Bleached his skin. I don't know. But Nicholas Hoult, right, is going to be playing Lex Luthor. But I don't think that's a Lex Luthor thing going on back there.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I've heard people saying stuff about Brainiac. I don't know for sure if he's going to be in this movie or not.
I've heard a lot of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
that could be a crossover, maybe.
Another crossover event. Yeah,
probably not.
But either way, I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. I didn't notice the loose fitting costume stuff. I'll look at it a little more closely.
It's more like in the sleeves. It looks like it's like should be more fit to his body.
Maybe his suit is like the
Nanotech.
the Homecoming, yeah, like Homecoming, where like Spider-Man has to push the button, then it whoosh, like, cinches down. You know,
Maybe Batman got him that tech.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe another crossover.
Well, there's rumored of crossover DC Marvel in the future.
Yeah, and it was something we're going to talk about, but there's talks right now with Warner Discovery and Disney about having a joint streaming service. So
To have Max be with Disney Plus.
yeah, and Hulu, yeah. So
Disney's taking over. We knew this was coming.
yeah, and then Apple's going to buy them after that, and then
Yep.
yeah,
And then we're all part of AI.
and then we could watch everything on our new iPads.
Everywhere all at once.
Oh, that's A24, right?
Yeah.
So they're not part of it.
Oh,
Sorry.
but they'll buy them.
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah.
Apple will buy
Yeah.
them because the A and A24 are Apple.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a perfect fit. Yeah. And it's
Anyway.
2024, so they're going to buy them this year.
They could. I mean, they're my favorite production studio, short of Marvel Studios right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have such good movies. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit, but
Yeah.
great movies.
Yeah, so guys, let us know, what are your thoughts on the first image that James Gunn released for Superman?
All right, so I haven't seen this yet, and I know I need to because the box office numbers have been pretty low for it. But you saw The Fall Guy, and you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, so it's loosely based on a TV show from, I think it was 81 to 86, something like that, called The Fall Guy. Really, the only direct tie-in is that he was a stuntman in that show, and he's a stuntman in the movie. It's his same name, Colt Seavers, I believe his name is. I think in the TV show, he also is like a bounty hunter or something, and he's not in this. But other than that, I mean, the story is completely original. And Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt. Honestly, it's just a really entertaining movie. Like Amber described it as a pure joy. She said,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of positive
to quote, she also said she had a grin on her face the whole time. And I probably did too. I mean, from the get-go, like the comedy hits really well. The action's amazing. Forgive me, Doug, if you could pop in the director's name. I forget his name, but he's a stunt coordinator. He also
Oliver Stone.
no. Nope, not that. But he also directed, I believe, Bullet Train, which makes sense because Aaron Taylor Johnson's also in this movie, who's also pretty freaking funny in this movie. Basically, I wanted to talk about this because I really wanted to try to convince people to go out and see it in the theater because it's really underperforming in the box office, and it's kind of sad because the movie is phenomenal. It's not going to win Best Picture, but that's not what it's trying to do. It's just trying to be a really fun entertaining movie. It's like a popcorn movie, right? You just sit there watching it, enjoying yourself, eating your popcorn, and like Amber said,
Tons of action.
yeah, tons of action. And like I said, the comedy hits really well. The chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt is like really good. They just work really well together in that movie. But just a lot of fun. It's fun. It's really high in the fun meter. It's like an 8 or so out of 10 on the fun meter. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't want to get into it too much from there because I do know Doug wants to go see the movie. But seriously, if you get a chance to go check it out, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, guys. So the next topic we're going to discuss is X-Men 97.
Yep. So we just released a video about the first 7 episodes.
Yep.
2 more have come out since then. And it's phenomenal. This show is pretty much everything you would hope for in this show, in the continuation of the X-Men show.
Yeah, we got 1 episode left, the finale. We'll definitely discuss this series, or the season rather, as a whole once that concludes. But so far, man, every episode's been great. There really isn't a single episode that I was like, oh, that was kind of a bummer. Like,
One thing that you really didn't care for too much was the life death too, but it did have some pivotal stuff to continue the story on,
sure.
especially with Professor X and
for sure, and
Storm getting her powers back.
And the only reason I said that was my least favorite episode is because it was a departure right after like such a crazy episode before.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know what was happening with those people, with those characters. That's the only reason for me. Like, if this was able to be like bingeable, it wouldn't have mattered.
Sure.
But when you have to wait a full week to see the next episode, and so,
I get what you're saying.
so it's 2 weeks from the end of that one before you get to find out what happened with those other characters in Genosha. So that was the only reason for me. I was like, that was my least favorite
What
episode.
it sounds like in this finale, not to obviously spoil anything because it hasn't come out yet, but it sounds like they're going to be revisiting Genosha and doing some time travel stuff, bringing back Bishop, some of the other people they've mentioned a few times that have not been in the season as much, from the beginning.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming back, at least in this finale.
I mean, they probably can't do too much. Animation does cost money, and the more characters and stuff you add, the more expensive things get.
It's already been done for a while.
For sure. But I'm hoping that Xavier rallies some other X-Men that haven't been in it yet. I don't think they will, but
yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's the finale. I wouldn't be surprised if they had more characters show up, because obviously they seem like they're hinting at a few different things. One, that the Phoenix is coming back, because Jean, this is gonna have some spoilers. Jean got blasted by Cable. And essentially you think she dies because she's telling Scott that she loves him right before she gets blown away. Essentially, you think the Phoenix.
Yeah, Madeline Pryor. Is she around still somewhere?
Maybe.
I don't remember. Was she?
She was there at Genosha.
She was at Genosha.
But they're saying the Genosha is an absolute point. So they're saying that they may have to revisit this a few times to try to get out of this time loop that they're maybe stuck in. Because, Cable keeps going back and forth saying, I'm sorry, I'm too late or whatever. He's trying to fix it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's also leading up to potential of Onslaught.
Onslaught, yeah.
So a little bit about Onslaught. It's kind of a consciousness of Charles, Xavier, and Magneto formed into one, and kind of like this evil, telekinetic.
His name is Onslaught, so it kind of says
being that basically Charles controls.
Yeah.
And now that Charles has Magneto's helmet on, it's kind of setting that up. That's going to be a pretty crazy story, or potential either for a villain in the next season, or I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I believe Bo DeMeo said that this last episode is going to be pretty crazy, so probably going to see a lot of kind of.
They've obviously hinted at Apocalypse a lot, and at the very end of the episode, Wolverine gets his adamantium ripped out by Magneto.
Yeah. By the way, mild spoilers.
I already said that.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah, I said
bad.
Spoilers.
You got it covered. My bad. Yeah. I'm kind of excited. I mean, I know that sucks for Wolverine, but.
It happens in the comics.
It does. It's almost like the same shot.
Just their animation.
Yeah, and we briefly talked about this with Wolverine and his claws, about how his claws are round bone claws. But I think in this case he's gonna have knife bones, right? Mm-hmm. Knife bone.
That's what we're hoping for, at least. I'm sure they're gonna be like the bones, like in the comics, where it looks like a bone.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
and he gets pretty savage in the comics once he loses adamantium for a few years.
Yeah.
Or however long it is, a while.
Yep. So that's pretty crazy that we got to see that actually happen in the series. There's just been some really cool, kind of crazy moments, and just a lot of fun, man. It's really exciting.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited for the finale and seeing where they're going. They got at least, like we said, 2 more seasons for sure.
Yeah.
From what they've said, they're enjoying it so much, the producers and the executives, that they want to keep this going as long as they can, just film them back-to-back seasons,
Yeah.
So,
I've been seeing a lot of things, people saying this should be a blueprint for Feige for how to do these movies and TV shows and stuff. But I mean, it's animation. It doesn't translate exactly the same, it's cool. It's great. But in these shorter format episodes, you need to have a lot of action. It happens pretty quick. And so it really doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't translate to the movies. I think if you want to look at a good blueprint for the movies, look back at Winter Soldier and the first Guardians movie, or not, the first Guardians too, but the first Avengers movie is what I meant to say. Some of those earlier, phase 1, phase 2 movies are just phenomenal.
I think they're what they're planning on doing is they said that Bob Iger said they're trying to limit it to 2 movies and 2 to 3 shows a year now.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
No, it was actually, it was 2 shows and 2 to 3 movies.
Okay. Either way, whatever it is, they're trying to limit the amount, because they had put so much stuff out that people were getting burnt out on it. But now with X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine coming up, people are getting hyped again. And that's the only MCU movie coming out this year. So that's maybe getting people excited again,
Yeah.
Well,
I guess they released, on an investor call, they released a list of the projects that are coming out soon, and they didn't have dates for most of them. There was, you could probably find the list of it. There was one show, I think it's an animated show, listed before Deadpool and Wolverine.
Is it the Wakanda one?
It might be the Wakanda, Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Agatha show that's still coming this year, supposedly. And I think we're getting what they're calling now your Neighborhood Spider-Man or whatever. Instead of freshman year, they changed it now.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think that's coming still this year, supposedly.
And then Marvel Zombies at some point too. They've already filmed that or made that.
Yeah. Well, they supposedly Ironheart's been done filming since 2022.
But I think that maybe that
crazy.
story isn't as
For sure. I'm just saying, like, they have stuff that they're sitting on, waiting
Which
to
is
release
fine.
it. I mean, they specifically are trying not to flood the, Disney Plus and whatever with, a ton of content, and just they're doing reshoots, I think, for Ironheart, or at least they did do reshoots.
I heard they're doing some reshoots for Deadpool and Wolverine, potentially add more cameos even. So it could be even crazier than, I mean, we're already expecting crazy, but could be even crazier what they're planning. Like the supposed end credits are supposed to be pretty impressive, like who they got, or supposedly people were like, oh my God, from the little rumors I've heard.
Well, and we're getting a lot of rumors right now about some of their casting in Fantastic Four. Do you think we'll get any of those characters making an appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Possibly, maybe at the end of it, like as they're going through the multiverse.
Did you
They're
say
definitely going to have probably some Fantastic Four characters from the past.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised
they
if
got
they
their vehicle in there, right?
potentially introduce them in this movie. Maybe.
Supposedly the in credit scene is supposed to be pretty insane, is what the rumors are.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not confirmed. We don't know who's had a chance to actually see that. I think Liefeld chimed in and said, "Yeah, it is pretty crazy," but I don't know if maybe they let him see it. I don't know.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, but who knows? Yeah. Well, either way, we'll see in July.
Yeah.
But then we got speaking of the Fantastic Four, we got some casting news recently and specifically today. We're filming this on the.
Yeah, I got a couple of things came out today. Kind of interesting.
Yeah. So first one, the biggest one is Ralph Ineson is Galactus.
Yeah.
That one's an official because the other ones are kind of, we don't know who they're playing for sure.
Yeah, so I believe that was put up by one of the trades. The Hollywood Reporter announced that Ralph Ineson's going to be playing Galactus. So if you're not familiar with him, he does a lot of supporting roles, which is why probably a lot of people aren't familiar with him. But I'm assuming he's going to be a voice actor, maybe motion capture too. I don't know, but his voice is just amazing.
I only know what you used to say. That you were tired of running. Then at least have the decency to join me for supper. I'm bloody hungry.
I had to look it up because I wasn't familiar with it, like you said, off the name alone.
Yeah.
But after looking at his credits, he's been in a lot of big stuff.
Yeah, so he actually, as far as MCU, he was a Ravager pilot. Apparently.
In the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of Robert Eggers movies.
A lot of A24 stuff.
A24, yeah.
So he was the Green Knight.
He was the Green Knight
in The Witch, the Northman.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For me, one of my favorite roles he plays the voice of Lorath in the Diablo franchise, Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, if you're into gaming at all. I love his voice he uses for Lorath. It's just, I could listen to it forever, man.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I'll probably maybe put a clip up some of his voice acting so you guys can hear it too. So he's
Captain Thatch, as I live and breathe. What is this magnificent muzzle you've cultivated? Think you're brave coming here, do you?
Stupid is more like it.
I'm pretty excited because Galactus is obviously the devourer of worlds, like he literally eats planets.
Yeah.
He's got to be a big presence, and that voice is very important for that role.
For sure. I'm not overly excited that we're getting Galactus in the first iteration or new iteration of Fantastic Four.
I think he's going to be eating their universe, their world, and that's how they're going to come into the 616
it's
or whatever.
very possible, yeah.
That's my guess, and then he'll probably show up again in the future. They're not going to kill Galactus or anything. I hope, Jesus, kill him off in one movie.
I mean, that's kind of been the running theme for a lot of
I don't think they're going to do that
superhero
anymore.
movies.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that with him. Hopefully not. I think they've learned their lessons.
Yeah, I was actually talking with my oldest son Cameron today about Ultron, about how he was like, man, that should have been a way more prevalent villain. He should have stuck around a lot longer, and there's still that chance. Back. Yeah, there's still that chance. I mean, we don't know for sure that they got
especially the multiversal stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be cool. Age of Ultron is one of those movies that it's growing on me. The more I watch it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
There's some awesome quotes and dialogue in that, like the Hawkeye line. He's talking to Wanda. He says,
"No, this makes sense."
Yeah, I'm shooting robots with the bow and arrow. Whatever he says.
How can I let this happen?
Hey, you okay?
This is all our fault.
Hey, look at me. It's your fault. It's everyone's fault. Who cares? Are you up for this? Are you? Look, I just need to know because the city is flying. Okay, look, the city is flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But I'm going back out there because it's my job.
Pretty
Pretty
great.
funny, yeah. But yeah, so Ralph Ineson, that was one of the big casting news we got today, and then we got another rumor that we're maybe getting John Malkovich joining the Fantastic Four.
It sounds like he is cast in an unknown role, and from reading some of the comments, people are speculating that he could be Sue and Johnny's father, Franklin Storm. Because they are going to supposedly have Franklin and Valeria Richards in this movie, and like Sue's supposedly pregnant and gives birth in space to Franklin.
Okay.
In this movie, that's the rumors. I mean, obviously, it's not. There's gonna be a lot of craziness in this movie too. So
yeah, and there's another rumor that he might play Puppet Master, which I don't think either of us are really overly familiar. We had to kind of look him up,
and we're like, maybe, hopefully not that one, but it is a Fantastic Four, like specifically like the Thing villain. So it's possible because I can see the look. That's about it.
I'm thinking maybe Franklin Storm would be better.
And then someone else was saying Silver Surfer, but you immediately disagreed with that.
I didn't even put that in the notes because I was like, no.
They already supposedly have Silver Surfer cast.
Two different...
A male and a female.
Yeah,
like
so I was like,
Stanfield
no.
and forgot her name, but...
Yeah. And then I kind of jokingly was saying, like, if you're going to put Puppet Master, then you might as well put Big Wheel in there, which if you're not familiar with Big Wheel, it is like one of the most ridiculous villains.
Maybe he'll be in Deadpool and Wolverine.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That'd be funny.
He got pruned to the void.
Yeah.
He's just rolling around, Goliath chasing him. There's a big wheel.
And then the other one we got recently is that Paul Walter Hauser has been cast in the movie as well. And a lot of people are speculating he might be Mole Man, which is one of the original, if not the original Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Especially since they're going back to like the 50s or whatever. That could be like him coming up. And originally when we were casting some of this stuff, like I was thinking that Danny DeVito would be good for that role, but Paul Walter Hauser is an amazing actor. Like I think he won awards for Blackbird. He's in I, Tonya, Black Klansman. He's in a bunch of stuff. I mean,
I'd be cool with that casting for sure. And I think it'd be cool to see Mole Man show up.
And he's really funny. I don't know. I think it'll be a cool role for him if that's what it is.
I'd rather see him than Puppet Master.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be probably more likely Franklin Storm, because
probably.
John Malkovich is an amazing actor for sure, but like he's definitely been, other than being John Malkovich, he's more of a support
for sure
person, and I could see him being like the father given his age. And Franklin Storm, if they're introducing Franklin and Valeria Richards, you might want to have Franklin Storm in there because that's who he's named after.
Makes sense.
Just even if it is just a smaller role, I don't know. So I'm super excited for that.
Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Let us know which news you're most excited about.
Please like and subscribe. Have a marvelous day. I said please this time, so do it.
Yeah, you should.
I usually don't say please. I just tell you to do it.
Yeah, he bosses me around all the time. Whoa.
That was, I know you like that.
I thought you were going for the choke.
I was going to, but I didn't want to.
You don't want to get too excited on camera?
I want you to get too excited.
Yeah, that's what I said. You don't want me to get too excited on camera.
Exactly.
That was a close one, guys.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Have a good one. Whoa. Let's put pages like over here. And then OBS. We don't need OBS.
We just need to see ourselves.
We don't need to see ourselves. We see you. That's all that matters. As long as we see
half
you.
of your face, almost, or a quarter. No, I can't see you. Oh, that's better. Yeah, get closer. I can see you better.
I feel like we said some things that were funny earlier, and now I can't think of anything funny to say.
It wasn't funny.
Oh, it wasn't funny. You're probably right, actually. That is a good point. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a video. Record a video today.
Yep. About a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily random, but not all really connected too much.
Yeah. We just got a handful of news and rumors.
Stick around.
And a couple of just discussions in general. Because like the last topics aren't really news or rumors.
Yeah. So I don't know how you want to say this.
Technically, they could be considered news.
Some recent
news. Things to talk about.
Some recent entertainment news. It's all news.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Felt like we got that pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like it went pretty smooth. We could do an extra take in case we mess it up. That way you have some for the outtakes. Anything about it, like in the Fantastic Four? I mean, people should know. If we're talking about Galactus, right? He's basically just like essentially a Fantastic Four villain.
Well,
right?
kind of
he's not really associated with.
He's into everybody.
No, I know, but he's mostly associated with the Fantastic Four, right? So I mean,
and either way, if they stick around, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, if you don't know, just stick around. Okay, let's do one more just for posterity, as they say. What does that even mean?
Means like memories.
Well, we looked this up before.
Yeah, it's like just for like for our memories. Like
yeah.
Senile, we're watching these videos and remembering each other, who we are.
That's true. Okay.
It is posterity.
All right. I always say, "Hey guys." What do you usually say?
Welcome back.
Okay. Welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we're going to discuss some Let's do that again.
Okay. Welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
I felt like you didn't have as much energy in that one.
Okay.
Let's try that again.
All right.
Sorry.
Want me to go really a lot of energy in this one?
No, it's just normal.
Welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
You might get more viewers that way if you talk the whole time like that.
This is Movie Phone. I'm just kidding.
Oh my.
Remember Movie Phone?
What?
You don't remember Movie Phone? How dare you? Yes, you do.
You're
You're only a couple years younger than me.
40 this year.
Bastard.
I got the gray hair to prove it.
Yeah, I'm getting little streaks and a lot in the beard.
Yep.
All right. Welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
All right.
I wasn't trying to do too much. I was trying.
Don't say that. Hey guys. Maybe
Okay,
say hey
all
guys, welcome back to the Doug.
All right.
Okay, it just sounds weird. It's funny at the same time. Welcome back.
I was just joking about messing up for the outtakes, but I guess it's gonna
No,
work,
this
so.
is all. This is the whole intro. This whole
All right.
thing.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we're gonna just. God damn it. Okay, one more time.
All right, that's all right. I felt a little off on my little thing anyway. So, hey guys, welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we're gonna discuss some recent entertainment news.
No,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, one more.
Recent.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Doug and Corey Show.
In this video, we're gonna discuss some recent entertainment news.
Is Galactus going to be played by a Ravager pilot?
Stick around. Yeah, I still think our first one's the best,
Yeah.
but we have some posterity, as you say.
Yep. Something about memories of old people. I think you said. That's what it means, right?
That's us. Yeah, we could start with
We're gonna trick you. We're gonna trick you to stick
start with
around.
Superman poster, I
Yeah.
guess.
All right.
I got the Superman kind of designish.
Yeah,
type
that
shirt.
is, and it's DC,
Exactly.
which is Doug and Corey.
All makes sense now.
Yeah. Full circle.
First official look of our new Superman is David Cornswet.
Corn sweat.
Corn syrup.
David Corn Syrup.
Man, I'm not.
I just saw something today saying that he's 6'6".
Yeah, he's like the tallest.
The
Superman.
tallest Superman we've had.
Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat. I think, is it Corin Sweat?
Corn Sweat. Yeah.
I think it's Corn Sweat. David Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat.
Corn Sweat.
Corn syrup.
David Corn Sweat. David Sweaty Corn.
Oh my! He's gonna beat you up. He's 6'6",
Oh, geez.
and he's Superman.
Yeah, he believes in justice and all that. And the American way. Why does he believe in the American way?
I don't know, because he was written by an American.
That's true. He's an alien. He's not even legally in the United States.
Well, he became a citizen once he landed in Kansas officially. That's how it works.
Is that how it works?
That's what happens now with immigration, right?
I don't know about Kansas law. I'm not really up on that.
I don't know either.
I'm
right,
pretty
let's
sure
get
he's a
started
legal
on the
alien.
actual-
That's all I'm saying.
because